Good morning, my wonderful friends. Megas with you on a beautiful day in Asha. So excited about today's message. We're going to talk about how to make serotonin and melatonin naturally in your body in just 3 days to feel better. And my friends, it's so beautiful. This secret, this formula, it's found in the Egyptian pyramids. It's found in Zoroastrianism, the original monotheistic religion. It's found in sacred text around the world. It's found written in the stars. And my friends, most importantly, it's found inside your own body. And if you'll just give me a short time to explain this, my friends, it's going to literally change your life. You're going to feel better naturally. You won't need outside stimulants. And my God, it does so much. For the Egyptian text, I'm going to put a link at the end of this video because that one's too long. But this will build a beautiful foundation. You'll know enough by the end of this video to change your life. I guarantee you. My friend, in Zoroastrianism, it talks about crushing the homa plant and drinking the juice. And the homa plant represents the Son of God. In the story of Jesus, he was crucified, and we drink his blood, the Son of God, and we eat his flesh. It becomes us. In Zoroastrianism, in Christianity, my friends, it's about taking into the Son of God. But what does that mean? And then, like I said, in this next video, I'll leave a end screen that you can click on, and I'll explain how it works in the Egyptian mythology. My friends, it's also written in the stars. It's written in our very calendar. My friends, when the sun at winter solstice sits in the earth for 3 days and then it rises. My friends, all this is happening inside of you. My friends, there's 33 vertebrae in your spine. The Christ lived for 33 years. We can send up this, what we call Christ oil, and it sits in the hypothalamus for 3 days. And on the third day, it rises to the pineal gland. That's where it makes the milk and honey. Serotonin, melatonin, it's a yellow honey oil, and it's also a milky substance. My friends, it's that living in heaven on earth, and it's natural, my friends, and you feel it in your body. You will feel good. You'll feel God. It says in a place called pineal is where we see God good face to face. My friend, in Zoroastrianism, the original religion, my friends, I need you to see this. They talked about the star Tistra. So it's written in the stars so people would remember this story. And Tistra, it's our star Sirius. And it's represented as a white horse that would fight the black horse. It was good against evil. And in the story it said for 3 days, it looked like Tistra had lost. My friends, just like Jesus being in the grave for 3 days, looked like he had died, looked like he had lost. The winter solstice, the sun sits for 3 days. My friends, for 3 days, nothing happens while that oil sits in the hypothalamus, but on the third day it rises. My friend, and in this story of Tistra, it said that the people, they weren't doing their prayers and sacrifices, so God himself had to make the sacrifice. And when he did that, Tistra gained strength and defeated the evil. My friends, what was that sacrifice? And one thing Zoroaster wanted people to know, it was not a sacrifice of people. It was not a sacrifice of animals, because that was going on during his time also. And he said it was an atrocity. It was an abomination. It was evil, my friends, to kill. To try to get life out of death, to try to get lightness out of darkness, to try to get love out of a cruel act, my friends. He's trying to explain that is not what it is about. It will have the opposite effect, my friends. And he said God prayed and sacrificed. What was his sacrifice, my friends? It was an offering of a prayer. God, get this, please. My friends, this ought to make you think what prayer is. What was God, when he prayed, begging someone higher than him? A deity higher than him to intervene and do something? No, my friends, prayer. It's not begging. It's not a request. It's a belief. He held the belief of the highest ideas, my friends, for Tistra, for the people. And that's what prayer is. And he was showing us, Jesus said, come follow me. He said, verily, verily, I say to you, he who holds my word, my belief, has God life. My friends, we have to hold the high frequency and not the low frequency. We have to hold love and not the hate, fear, and greed. My friends, we have to die to ourselves, right? Jesus said you must die to be born again. We crucify the flesh. I love that saying. Jesus could be born 1,000 times in Bethlehem, but if he's not born inside of you, it doesn't mean anything. The Christ must rise in you up that 33 vertebrae to the hypothalamus, and then to that place called pineal where we see God face to face. How do we do that? It's through frequency. My friends, we become the peace. Jesus said, in that day they will know we are one. You and the Christ, the Savior, Seoshant, it's one. The Christ is in you. And you let it be born, you follow him. My friends, you take up your cross every day. Every day you die to the ego, to sin, to the low frequencies of anger, hate, greed. My friends, and you rise in these high frequencies, and it chemically will change your brain. My friends, and it feels good. It feels God. And on top of that, spiritually, things are happening. My friends, you're changing the atmosphere. You're changing your very self. And when your spirit changes, your world changes. My friends, and that's what they're trying to teach us in these ancient texts, but they've been polluted. Zoroaster, our prophet, his actual name is pure starlight. It's undefiled, undiluted, pure. That's what Jesus taught. He said, you must be perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. My friends, and I'm not talking about silly laws that men have made up. Grow your hair too long or cut it too short or clean your room or dress a certain way or don't dress a certain way. None of those things, my friends, but it's being love and not hate and fear and greed and angry and jealous. And my friends, the world religions, they've actually given God those attributes. In their books, they've written stories of God that gets angry, hates, wars, kills, gets jealous, likes bloody sacrifices, kills men, women, and children, and they wonder why they don't feel saved. My friend, I'm very visual, and I see a person drowning in the water, sucking in water, and there's a priest up on the railing of a boat screaming out, "You're saved, you're saved." They don't feel saved, but they tell, well, when you die, you won't go to hell. That's your salvation. No, my friends, salvation is now in that day. What day? The day of salvation, when you realize you and God are one. No separation. You're made of God's stuff. Your true identity is God. It's good. It's love. It's peace. It's that force. It's that frequency. It's that spirit of God. It's what you are. In God I live, move, and have my being. My very life is God. God is my life. No separation. I'm in God. God in me. My friends, they've lied to you. They've taken over the religions. Jesus would not be a Christian. Zoroaster would not be a Zoroastrian because they've left the teachings of the masters. Do you know how Jesus said to be saved? He told the rich young ruler, leave everything and come follow me. That's that path of every day taking up your cross, holding these high frequencies, holding my word. What is the original word? All good comes from the Creator and no evil comes from him. The religious leaders of his time, he told them they were of their father the devil because they were angry, hateful, murderers. They completely changed the true image of God. And in your heart, as I say that, there must be something that says, yes, That resonates what's in my heart. God's all good, the highest principle of good. And when I heard those stories, it didn't seem right that you were lied to keep you bound and controlled. And then they offer you, they can't give you anything really right now other than hope. But they tell you, when you die, you'll get your reward. How can you trust them? My friends, don't trust God. And God is in you. The Christ is in you. You and God, one. You and Jesus, one. You and Serotonin. The Savior is in you. The Savior is you. Hold these high frequencies. Jesus said, be perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. What do they tell you? You can't be perfect. Just say this prayer, right? Jesus died for you. Jesus never taught that. He told you to die. They said he died for you. So now you're going to screw up, but you just kneel down by your bed, say this little forgive me God prayer, and tomorrow you just go out and do the same thing. They tell you God can't even really stand to look at you because you're such a dirty sinner, but he'll just see the face of Jesus instead of you. My friends, no. He sees you and he loves you and you're his child and he's your father and he loves you so much. You're his everything. And you and him are one. You and the Savior are one. There's no separation from that frequency of love and light. It's what you are. My friends, and you're beautiful. You are not a dirty sinner. My friends, you are beautiful. You're not your past failures and mistakes. My friend, today realize who God is all good. He's been misrepresented. Take that spirit into you. Hold that spirit. Hold that idea, that frequency, and be it. You drink that in. My friends, and you become it. What you eat, you become. And then we're going to create that in our worlds. It takes 3 days for it to chemically happen, but it can happen in your life right now. My friends, today, hold that spirit of the true God, of the original religion, Zoroastrianism, of the all-good spirit that has no attributes of the evil spirit. Be that. Hold that and watch it change you. My friends. And in 3 beautiful days, you'll see God good, face to face. You'll feel that peace and that joy and that God good. I love you guys so much. Share these messages, and we'll see you next time.